Good morning, sixth graders. Today we're going to be talking about medieval castle defenses. While we're talking about these, there is a worksheet that I want you to take notes on. You can draw pictures or you can write the definition, and then please print this off or write it in your notebook. Bring it to class tomorrow. You're going to be choosing a couple of these siege or defense strategies to add to your Minecraft project, and there's a lot of the different ones you could pick to do your museum display after the holiday break. So the first definition I want you to write down is a siege. A siege is just where one nation or army tries to take over a castle or an area of land that belongs to somebody else. So there were many siege strategies. One basic one was mining. Now mining is just like what it sounds like. The army would try to dig under the castle walls into the ground to get in and attack and siege the castle. Ladders is another strategy. They would put ladders up against the side of the castle wall, and they would use those to climb over and get into the castle and attack and siege that castle. If I go too fast, remember you can pause this video at any time so you can draw your picture or write down your definitions on your paper. Another castle siege strategy was a battering ram. This is like what you saw in Beauty and the Beast. They would get a big, long log or tree, and then the knights and the soldiers would use it to try to bang down the drawbridge or the front door of the castle to get in and attack. Another castle siege strategy was a hwacha. This was deadly. It was a big box that they'd pull a lever and they'd fire a whole bunch of arrows at one time to create a massive attack. So this one could be used as a siege strategy or as a defense, like up on a wall. Another siege strategy is a siege tower. So before they'd go into battle, they would build this big, huge, tall tower on wheels, and then the army and the knights would get up in the tower, and they would use it to climb off of it and climb over the walls and attack and siege the castle. This is just a cool model, kind of like an example of one that somebody has built for a museum, so this could be cool for your museum display to build a siege tower. Next we have catapults. Now if you notice on your worksheet, the catapults are kind of in the middle. All three types of catapults could be a siege or a defense strategy. The first one is the Maginal Catapult. A Maginal Catapult has a long arm with like a little bucket or a plate on there, and you pull the arm back and it flings like big rocks or other things at the castle in order to attack or break down walls. Trebuchet was similar. It worked a little bit different. The arm kind of laid forward and then it would fling backwards, and the trebuchets were usually really big like this model, and they could put stones of up to 200 pounds in the buckets that could fly over 300 yards. So you could see how successful this could be. That could really fling some big stones and knock down a wall. Okay, so these two are very similar, but the way the arm functions is a little bit different. Our last type of catapult is a ballista catapult, and this one works more like a crossbow. It fires arrows at the castle wall and at the attackers, so it's like a big crossbow that they'd use to fire arrows to defend themselves. Now we're going to talk about some castle defense strategies. So a lot of times when they build castles, they utilize the land and the geography around them to make their castle harder to attack. So they might build the castle up on a hill with lots of trees in the surrounding area. Other times they might build it out in the middle of the water. So that brings us to another defense that was common, and that's a moat. A moat is just a big ditch that was dug surrounding the castle. And most of the time it was filled with water, but sometimes they'd put rocks in it, or it'd just be like a really deep ditch that people could fall into and have some spikes down there. But this gives you a few different examples of different moats around the castles that they might have. Another key thing in building castles were battlements. So if you look at this wall right here, the way it goes up and down at the top, the little gaps in the wall, those are called battlements, and they'd always put battlements on top of their walls because soldiers and knights could sit up there with bows and arrows and shoot them at the attackers, or dump hot liquids. They could also use them as viewpoints, and they could hide from attacking armies behind here and fire through the little holes or the battlements in the wall. Another method of defense is that they would fill big vats. A vat is just like a bucket with hot liquids like water or oil and sometimes even metal, and then they would dump them on the attacking army when they were trying to climb into the castle, and that would knock some of the soldiers off and deter them from climbing up over the top through ladders or digging under as miners. So kind of a brutal defense, but it was pretty effective. Another thing they would do is they'd have a drawbridge. So they'd have a gate that could go up and down. So when they were being attacked, they could raise the drawbridge so that nobody could get in through that front gate. And they often had secret exits and entrances in the back. So if they were losing the attack, they could sneak out and escape that way, or maybe send some knights and soldiers out to attack from behind. So entrances and then drawbridges that go up and down were helpful. Now, if everything else failed, there were always the knights in the army. So usually they'd start up on the battlements shooting arrows, sometimes flaming arrows, to defend or attack each other. And then as both armies got into the same area, they would battle on horse or on foot using many of the deadly hand combat weapons that we saw and talked about earlier this week. Last but not least, they had what was called holes or murder holes in the ground in some castles. This would be, they could pull a lever and this door would open and the attacking army would fall down into some pit on spikes or just fall to their death, just another way to defend the castle. And then a trap door would be like, that one's a little different, like a secret exit with stairs where they could escape out the back, kind of like the back door to the castle, or sneak around for a side attack. So go ahead and bring this paper with you to class tomorrow. You can always upload a copy of this to Canvas, or just bring it tomorrow to get your points. And we will continue our discussion. I hope this gives you some cool ideas of what you could add to your castle, or if you're building a cathedral in Minecraft, we'll still choose a couple to use, and maybe something that you could do for your three-dimensional Middle Ages project that we'll do when we come back from the break. Enjoy your snow day, and I will see you tomorrow.